Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Maggie and just say the one thing that I met Maggie. I came into Maggie's realm after I had had a stroke, and we have a mutual friend, and she shared Maggie's movie trailer that she's making an independent film. I'll leave it to Maggie to tell you more about that. And I was like instantly connected because she was the what the story was telling and how she was sharing her stroke experience really spoke to me on a deep level. And so I think I reached out to Maggie and like we connected that way, and we've been talking ever since and following each other on social media. And she's a real class act, and she's um, really inspiring and really interesting as an artist. And I'll just leave it at that and let Maggie tell you her story from there. So everybody, Maggie Whittum.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. I am coming to you today from Denver, Colorado, and I'm going to share my screen. And if everyone could mute, that would be great. Okay, so this is a presentation that I have given quite often. I speak at medical schools and conferences and departments of neuroscience, neurology at hospitals and stuff. Um, I'm hearing a little feedback. Is everybody muted? Um, and so this is like a version of that talk. I'm not sure why I'm getting that feedback.
I just muted
Turn that off.
the unmuted person, so I think it'll be okay now, Maggie.
Okay. Um, yeah, so I give like a long version of this talk to medical students and a short version of this talk to like stroke survivors and kind of mainstream people who don't need the whole medical side of it. But yeah, here we go. So my name is Maggie Whittum, and I survived a brainstem stroke when I was 33 years old, and I'm here to tell you about it today. So first off, a disclaimer that this is the story of my life and the story of my stroke, and it's quite personal. And you know, it can leave me a little choked up sometimes, as I'm sure we all can be when we talk about our stories. Also, there are a few pictures of me in the hospital, videos of me shortly after the stroke, which no blood or gore or anything, but there is a picture of like my brain surgery scar. So I was born in 1981 in a little mountain town in Colorado. It's called Steamboat Springs. And I grew up as a very active child, loved to ride my horse and play in the snow in the winter and jump on my trampoline. And I loved the performing arts from a young age. As an adult, some words I would have used to describe myself would have been bold. I took a lot of risks in my life and went on a lot of adventures. I love to have fun and go out with my friends and stay out late and throw parties. And I love to take a wacky picture and make everyone laugh and enjoy the lighter side of life. As a career, I was an actor and a freelance director and producer. And as such, I often had 5 other jobs, which kept me going, you know, all day long. Sometimes I would go from a job to a rehearsal to another job to an audition to another job. And I would put in like an 80-hour week and think nothing of it. I actually kind of thrived on that kind of hectic lifestyle. And as an actor and as a woman, you know, your face and your body and how you look is super important. So you can see how my face used to move. This is a video from 2011 from an improv comedy festival.
I hear they got some problems down in Lone Star State. I am fixing.
talented athlete and could pick up sports easily and loved to horseback ride and snowboard. By Western beauty standards, I was pretty smoking hot. I had this very symmetrical face, big, beautiful smile, nice body, long legs, the whole package. I was a leader of other people and directed and produced a lot of shows, a lot of improv comedy, and people looked to me to be in charge of things and organize things. And I was loved to travel. I traveled a ton and did a lot of traveling alone, and made it to a lot of places in Asia, places in North America, a little bit in South America. I was really lucky. And growing up in Colorado, I was an outdoors person and loved to get outside and hike and camp and enjoy everything Colorado had to offer. So you can see how my body used to move. This is a physical theater dance performance from 2012 to some William Blake poetry.
And I wept both night and day, and he wiped my tears away. And I wept both day and night, and hid from him my heart's delight.
And I was so blessed to have this incredible body that would do whatever I wanted it to do. It had agility and great balance, and I was strong and so fortunate that way. So I'm 33 years old. Life is great. I'm in a graduate school program at George Washington University. I'm studying to get my MFA in classical acting. Perhaps some of you were also in this place before your stroke. I was engaged to a person that I had been dating for several years, and we sent out 150 save the date cards to a wedding which would not end up happening because of what was about to hit us. So you saw, I love to take a wacky picture. So this was my wacky picture from my Christmas card in 2014. I was living in Washington, D.C., and so we did this outside the Lincoln Memorial. And after my first semester of graduate school, I was so strong because I was doing Pilates and stage combat and dance and everything. And so I could do a handstand, and I wanted to show everyone that. So who I thought I was someone who helped other people and never needed help myself. I'm going to project this idea into the world that I am confident and self-assured and ambitious and reliable. I think I'm super independent, that I can accomplish anything if I just put my mind to it, because I'm a hard worker. And I feel like I have my life plan set. You know, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get my degree, I'm going to have my career, I'm going to marry this guy, we're going to have some kids, we're going to have a family, and I feel like I have it all figured out. So all of this is about to be upended by something called a cavernous angioma, which is a blood vessel malformation in the brain. And 1 in 500 people has a cavernoma in their brain, but you may never know it for your whole life because only 30% of them are symptomatic in a person's lifetime. And they can cause small problems like tingling or numbness in your fingers, bigger problems like seizures, and huge problems like strokes. And so I first learned that I had a cavernoma in my brain when I was having a full-on stroke. So it's the beginning of winter break from my first semester at school, and I get a bad headache. And I don't really know what's going on with me, but I think maybe I'm just tired from school and work and everything, and I just need to rest. But by 48 hours later, I've started to have balance problems, and I had just been approved for new health insurance. And I call up this health insurance. I'm like, I think I need to see a doctor. And they give me a list of doctors to see. And I call the first one and it's like, oh, we can see you in 2 months. And I'm like, I think I should see someone today. And they say, go to the ER. So I walk to the ER, which is 2.5 blocks from my apartment. I can still walk at that point, but I'm starting to limp and I don't know why. So my first symptom is a Sunday morning. 48 hours later, I check myself into the ER. By 48 hours after that, the hemorrhage has worsened big time. And my speech is now unintelligible. It's like, but I know what I think I'm saying, but it's not coming out intelligibly. My vision is totally kaleidoscopic. I'm been put on a ventilator because I can't breathe on my own. And the whole left side of my body is paralyzed and the right side of my face. So what's it like to have a stroke? Obviously many of you know in this group, but when I try and explain it to other people, I think that a tsunami is a really good analogy because